So, just pulling up to the first spot for fishing today. Got a nice little pond here in southeastern Kansas. Kind of cloudy, not too bad today. Plan on fishing a little bit slower. Got some Ned rig and some swim jig stuff. I'll show you as we're walking there, but yeah, not too bad. Just a nice little area. So let's get to it. Figured I'd show you guys part of the pond. It's kind of a nice little tucked away spot, even some walkways, but got some nice trees and some cover as we go around. And it kind of tucks back and even has an island. So as we kind of walk up to our first spot, just figured I'd show the kind of back part of the pond. It's got a nice little island here that kind of breaks away most of the front part from the back part. So you can see up there, it's kind of up there, the water's a little more rough. Back here, the water kind of calms down as you get back behind that island. It kind of helps as a windbreak, and even here there's another loop around. So where we're gonna go is around here and go in the far back, but I figured on this walk I could at least talk about what I'm gonna try to use today. So I had mentioned that we had some pretty hard rain and quite a few days of it, so a lot of the fish are gonna be off of their beds and kind of just swimming around trying to find new stuff. And the sun's finally back out, so it's gonna be a little bit warmer, so I assume they're gonna be a little bit deeper. So with that, my first setup is just a little watermelon with some red flake Ned rig on a Zebco spinner. Nothing special, just something I figured I could chuck out pretty far and kind of use to figure out if they're going a little slower and whatnot. It's a medium 6'6" rod, a little bit of action. I also like it for the Ned rig because it has a little more sensitivity in it. Then for the second setup, we have an Abu 6.4x1 gear ratio, 5 bearings, on a Graphite series, medium heavy, fast acting, 7-foot rod. The line is mono, and the bait I'm using is a swim jig I built with a buddy, and then a rage something Craw. I can't remember I'll pull it up later, or I'll post it on the top of the video if I don't remember. But yeah, just a little guy like that I figured would be a great little setup for us to use and go from there. So we got the swim jig and the Ned rig, and hopefully we have some good luck here in the back of the pond. So let's get to it. So first spot I thought would be pretty good on this pond here would probably be over by the spillway. I can see some action there in the water even. I figured this would be best because it's the most calm over here, and then plus a lot of the fish probably have been close to the spillway as the water's been draining, kind of just due to current and I guess kind of just a hunch. So we're gonna see. I'm gonna start off with the swim jig. If it's real slow, I'll switch over to the Ned rig. I'm kind of have the Ned rig just as a backup in case things get bad. I kind of just want to see what they're biting on. I've been here a couple of times to pre-fish. It's been good, but it hasn't been consistent. So with that, I've switched it up, and let's just see what we can do. I have to be careful walking into this brush. I've spotted some snakes and potentially some poison oak and poison ivy. So yeah, and this is actually a new rod, a new reel. I just set it up today, so I'm excited to give it a try. Nothing expensive. I found the reel on sale at Academy, and then I found the rod at Cabela's for I think about 30 or 40 bucks. So in total, definitely less than 100 bucks, which is pretty standard for I think kind of a 6.4x1 medium heavy fast rod. They usually don't go for too expensive because they're kind of the most common and they can do the most in terms of crankbaits and lipless crankbaits and stuff like that. So I'm trying to figure out too if I need to be close to the shore, if I need to be further out. That's kind of what I'm working with. It is hotter. It's kind of I think it's 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I don't know if they're trying to feed or if they're chilling or what they're doing. See if we have any luck along the shore here. no luck as we go further out. Nothing so far. Not even a hit. Let that guy sink down a little bit. I wouldn't think it's the coloring of the bait. I've had the most success on another black and blue, and less success actually on any craw colored stuff. I'm not sure what they think it is. But black and blue, then most dark creature baits have been working the best out of this pond. I was using a Gookin Baits. One of the larger craws that has a bunch of little tentacle stuff on it. Not quite sure what it was. That one was catching a lot of good stuff out of this pond, even some bluegill. If anybody follows the Instagram page here, you can go check those out. I posted those a couple of days ago. Some nice little size bluegill were biting on some Gookin Baits. But let's give our next one a try here. We'll actually move spots, go a little, try to get a new portion of the shoreline over here. All right, so a little Ned rig here, got a little steep edge right here, gotta be careful not to fall in. Let's see if we can get something good on our first cast here. Wasn't very far. I have a bad problem switching between my bait casters and my spinners. Overhead I can do pretty good though. Let's try one of those. There we go. Okay, that's a little bit better. Well, no luck. And actually it's about time to switch out that worm. So let's switch this worm out and move to the new spot. Okay, walking up on this point here, there's the back of that island there. It's not the best point in the sense of like it doesn't really come to a point, it's just a very nice edge. But it at least gives me a good spot to kind of walk up and down this little footpath someone's kind of made down there and fish from there. So I'm probably just gonna go with the Ned rig real quick and just see if I can get anything. So with that, let's look at how I normally make my Ned rigs, because as you probably saw on there, it's not a true store-bought Ned rig. I take these big bite baits without the thing torn off. They usually look like this. It's different. That's a Craw. Or I don't know if you saw that. It usually looks like this. These are Craws. Okeechobee, so they got that bright blue on top and that dark brown on the bottom. These are pretty good too. But anyways, so for the worms, I take these 6-inch trick sticks that they call them, and they actually have salt in them and salt on them, so you can see there's some stuff there. And what I actually do is I take my needle nose. My needle nose have a little wire cut right there. I usually have to cut my line too, but they're sharp enough and it fits just perfect that I'll cut one of these in half. Now, some people tell you not to do that. I just don't believe in buying a 8-pack of just half-size worms, basically, from the big stores like Academy or Dick's or Cabela's or anything like that, where you can get a 6-pack or 8-pack of full length for pretty much just about the same price. Because the guys that sell those Ned rig specific worm sizes, it ends up being the same price or more because it's kind of a nicer company. I won't mention any specifically, but I just think that the big bite's pretty good. Makes a pretty good worm, and so because of that, I just tend to cut these in half and then rig them up like so. So kind of just a normal setup there. Actually put too much on, let me pull that back. There we go. Just remember to pinch down on that back hook, and there you go, that's all that is. All ready to go. There we go, finally. Just been chilling here, almost got, and we'll do a little flip. All right, yeah, I was kind of just dazing out, just staring out into the water, and then there we go, we finally got a bite. That guy was actually pretty close to the shore too. They're definitely fighting, so they're definitely aggressive. I don't know why I haven't had luck elsewhere. But yeah, there's our first catch. Not a bad little fish either, probably just close to a pound or so, maybe a little over. Not bad at all. I'll take that. Looks healthy. Good looking fish. So there we go. Just gotta make sure we get a good angle for the thumbnail, just in case. They don't seem to be too fat, but definitely healthy. So there we go. I'll give this guy a nice little release. And there he goes. So yeah, he caught on somewhere kind of right in this space here. So maybe they are closer to the shore than I thought. But they definitely seem to like it slower, and they seem to get it on the fall. I didn't quite realize I had them on until I came to, you know, my next pump. As I'm here, I'm reeling, I kind of go on my next one, I'm like, oh, there's something there. So I kind of reel slow, and I feel them in, and then that's when I finally set the hook. So, okay, there we go. We didn't get skunked today. I'm gonna fish around with the Ned rig just a little more to see truly how that bite is. If it's a super slow bite, I may switch up my other rod to a football head jig and really just kind of do the same thing. Kind of just pretty much just jig it. So let's see if we can keep it going. Okay, on to the next spot. So not too far from our last spot, kind of the point's kind of more over there. We kind of just came down closer to the island here. I'm gonna again start off with the Ned rig and see if I can just get a better idea of what they want. So far it has seemed like it's a slower bite. They want things to just pop right in front of their face. Let's see if we can get that to happen. There we go. Good one. Keep the rod down low. Really good fish. There we go. It's a little bit bigger than the last one. That one's got a good belly on it though, right there. Really nice. Fat fish. See if I can get the hook out of it. There we go. Even better fish. Can't go wrong with that. Probably about to spawn, so they should be coming back up close. Very nice, okay. Give it a nice release here. Watch her go away. So kind of the same thing there, got it up close. So I wonder, I probably need to fish outwards a little bit and then kind of bring it back in slow, because I think they're wanting to come back up. Because I think she was still pregnant. I probably should have felt her belly, see if it was deflated. But they're definitely enjoying the Ned rig, and most fish do. And again, this is kind of just a watermelon with some black and red flake. On Edward Head, you don't have to get the green top. I think I actually accidentally bought the green. I usually get the black, but that's what this guy is. Weight on this, I couldn't remember. I'll put a little thing up somewhere up here in the video to let you guys know. Yeah, so far doing so good on this guy. Line tie looks still good, looks tight. So let's give it another shot. But, oh no, don't let it go slack. Still, I caught a fish on. I was gonna let it rest and I was just gonna fish the rest of this shoreline here. Oh, but it just spit it out. Yep, that's what I get. That's exactly what I get. Okay. I should have been more careful there. But I think I'm right. They are starting to come back up on the shoreline there. And I think it's kind of where we'll keep fishing. We'll kind of fan out and then kind of come back towards the shore. That was a decent sized fish. So this is actually the next day. If you guys couldn't notice from that last clip, it had cut out. What I thought had happened is that my GoPro had overheated. I didn't think my battery had died. I need to look into getting a power bank, but with that said, I still have clips that I'm going to show in this next section. I just took them on my phone. So there's gonna be some pictures and videos that I took as I was reeling them in or letting them go. So yeah, hopefully I get something figured out for the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching so far, and I hope you enjoy these next clips. Just got a pretty good sized fish. Let's let him swim away. Hi, buddy. Finally caught one on the swim jig with the craw back. I'll get a better shot of that after I release this guy, but pretty good fish. So here's the craw that I used on the swim jig. It's a black and blue flake craw from Big Bite Baits. Pretty nice. So in terms of the swim jig, there's kind of the setup, just kind of have the tails coming off the back. I trimmed out the skirt a little bit so that I wouldn't cover up so much of the tail, because they're kind of thin flaps and they don't catch much, so I kind of wanted to allow them to have the most action. And then it's a black and blue skirt, blue head, and there we go. That's all it is. Let's get back to it. Another good one up off the coast of the island, off that first kind of lime green tree there. Just barely got him in the lip. I think I'm finally starting to figure out kind of the crank and pull sequence for these guys, but doing pretty good. I'm gonna keep at it.